Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another tutorial on VESTA. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to draw arrows in a particular direction, so that in case like you have to model your crystal structure and provide some arrows for like magnetic direction or something, so you can do that. So to do that, just go ahead and open any crystal structure. So let's just go ahead and open a rutile TiO2 crystal structure. So it is a tetragonal crystal structure, as you can see in the summary here. And to draw any arrow, what you need to do is you need to go to edit and then click on vector. So here we have the vector information. So let me just adjust the windows a little. So just shift the TiO2 system a little here and then zoom it out a little bit. Okay, so now in order to draw a vector, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to create a vector. So just go ahead and click on new, and there are three ways in which you can provide the coordinates of the vector or the direction. So basically you can provide the direction either in the lattice vector notation, or you can provide them in the Cartesian vector notation, or you can just provide them in the reciprocal lattice vector notation. Now for me, I personally like the lattice vector notation or only the Cartesian vector notation. So just go ahead and provide any notation using any of these three coordinates systems. So let's just create a vector along the A lattice vector. So we'll provide the coordinates 1 0 0, and you can see that it automatically converts 1 0 0 in all the other systems, like in the reciprocal lattice vector, then what would be the value in the Cartesian vector notation and all that. And then you have a few more stuff here, but we will cover that a little later. So just go ahead and click on OK, so that we have this new vector now too. Currently what you can see is that there is no vector showing up here right now. So what you can do is you can create a vector, or display it coming from any of these atoms. So to do that, what you can do is you can select a site. So when you click on Ti, so it would select all the Ti atoms on the in the crystal, and then when you set this vector to be shown on Ti atoms, then what would happen is when you click here on set, that will create several vectors coming out from the Ti atoms, because we have selected all the Ti sites. And as you can see, they are in the A lattice vector direction. From here you can see that. Now you can notice that the arrows are a little too big, and so what you would want to do is you would want to make them a little bit thinner. So just go ahead and come back here and select edit. Now in order to make them a little bit thinner, you can just reduce the size of the radius. So just make it 0.1, and now you can see that the arrows have become smaller. And what you can notice right here is that the vectors are a little too long. So in case you want smaller vectors or shorter vectors, then what you can do to change their length is you can click on edit here to edit the vector, and you can change its modulus. So the modulus tells the length of the vector, so you can change it according to your needs. And let me just select 2. So this will make the vectors smaller now. So this time the vectors are smaller. Then we have another option in the vectors tab, that is whether you want them to penetrate the atoms or not. So if you have this option checked, then the vectors would be coming from the behind of the atom and then going straight through it. However, if you uncheck this option and then click on OK, then you would notice that the vectors are now originating from the atoms and they are not going through the atoms. Then we have one more settings, that is you can change the color of the vector to any other color that you want. So let's just make it green, and you can have two types of vectors, that is polar and axial vectors. So you can select polar vector, and then you can click on OK. So this is the new look for the vectors now. And then what else? So then you have add atom radius to vector modulus. So what this would do is, so you have provided the modulus that will specify the height, the length of the vector. However, if you check this part, then the length would become slightly larger than before, because now it would add the radius of the atom to the vector length. So that's all, I guess. And similarly, you can provide show vectors or arrows coming out from the O atom by setting by clicking here, and then vectors would be set to the O atoms. And similarly you can remove these by just click on remove, so we can remove all the vectors from there. And in case you want to show vectors coming out of some specific atoms here, then what you can do is you can select individual atoms, and then you can select the individual atoms and then set the vector to it. So this way uh, the vectors would come out only from the atoms that you want and not from any other atom. So this is another way to be doing it. So you can just click on set and all that, and you can show up many vectors simultaneously by just clicking on new and creating more vectors in other directions. So now we have two vectors, so we will set this one here. So now we have two vectors coming out from two different atoms. That is, from this atom we have the red vector, and then from this atom we have the green vector, and both are in two different directions. So that's all. That's how you draw vectors or arrows coming out from different atoms or atomic sites in VESTA. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something from it, and in case you did, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and have a great day.